The evaluation covered the period 2007-2015. We wanted to have a coverage of all the sectors, and also we wanted a geographical representation.
What was interesting for this evaluation in particular is to look at which projects did have results already, because a number of them were initiated recently.
We looked at something like 45 different projects out of a portfolio of 200, and we found very few cases where they were not working. In most cases, the projects were robust and they were functioning, the ones that had been completed, as intended. There is some things that can be improved though. For example, in some of the cases there was an opportunity to enhance the poverty alleviation or the development impact of those projects. And there are two basic areas. One is in the infrastructure sectors. Blending is often engaging with those lower medium to medium income countries to stabilize them. The other area is to look at using the loans to help with the private sector financing. In other words, to give loans to banks, partner banks in the countries, so that they themselves, who wouldn't normally have lent out to SMEs and others involved in energy and water and agriculture, etc., that they now feel, either because they've got loan guarantees or because they've got technical assistance in how to manage the risks of these new sectors and new customers, that they feel more confident in lending out to them.
In Benin, a project between the EU and AFD, the French corporation, which was about providing electricity to a suburb of Cotonou, the most important suburb. Then with blending and in discussion with the Commission, it was decided to extend the project from the suburb of Cotonou, which is very populated and which would have been to some extent financially viable, to another 81 villages for which it's much less financially sustainable. So that was the real role of blending, to make the entire project possible, but in particular to add 81 villages to the project.
One in Kenya, the SUNREF project, where the EU contribution was about supporting technical assistance for people with a project in terms of energy efficiency and renewable energies. The idea was to provide technical assistance to project holders to be able to prepare bankable projects, and at the same time training to banks for them to be able to assess this type of small-scale energy project, because they are used to work with bigger projects actually, but to assess this kind of small-scale energy, renewable energy project is new for them, and they find it's risky, so they usually don't finance this kind of project. So thanks to this technical assistance funded by the EU, there is now possibilities for this kind of projects to be funded.
We learned 5 important things: additionality, more of it, more financial institutions, that is more actor, more competition, more alignment with the national policies and national strategies, continue the design improvement of our blending operations, and more innovative risk-sharing instruments. I think these are the main recommendations that we take. But the evaluation says that blending was successful, creating a lot of jobs, creating a lot of spin and investments. In the early years, some mistakes were done. So the evaluation looking at the starting point 2008, 2009. But now we have already improved a lot. In the past years, we have used 3.4 billion for grants in doing 57 billion of investments. Now we are evolving mainly in 2 directions. One, many more financial instruments, so more risk-sharing instruments, and 2, private sector, getting into private operators to do jobs, to create jobs, which is one of the recommendations, but also private investors. Blending brings different actors into the traditional arena of development cooperation, which is only good.